Hello, welcome to episode 17 of Science at Home with Mr. Hall. I'm Jerry Hall. I'm a 5th grade science teacher in Fauquier County at Brumfield Elementary School. These are my sons, Liam and Julian. So Liam's a 3rd grader and Julian's in kindergarten. So today's episode is called What is an Explosion? So let's do a little background information first. Chemistry is the study of what everything around us is made of. Matter. Everything is made of matter. And matter has mass and volume, which means it takes up space. So chemistry is the study of what all that's made of. There are around 100 ingredients that make up everything in the entire universe. They're called elements, and they're pictured on this chart on my shirt here. This is called the periodic table of elements. So everything, all matter, is either one of these, like oxygen or iron or copper, or more than one chemically joined into a compound like water or salt, or a mixture which is physically combined. And so all those things combine to make millions of different things there could be. So when something goes through a physical change, it just changes size or shape or state without changing what it actually is. So this napkin is still a napkin. It's still made of the same thing even if I ripped it in half. But if I set it on fire, it'll turn into something different. So that's called a chemical change. So some substances, when they come into contact with each other, they have a reaction. Now, a reaction can be very slow, like soda rotting your teeth, giving you cavities. Or rusting and if you leave your bike out. Or a reaction can be sudden and violent. And sometimes we call that reaction an explosion. So what is an explosion? An explosion is a sudden expansion of gas. So a reaction happens and gas expands very quickly. And if you contain that gas in something, then it blows it to pieces. It tries to find a way to get out of whatever container you put it into. So if something explodes, it can be very destructive. So when we have a chemical reaction, you have things that are called reactants, things that cause the reaction to happen, and then a product, which is what comes out of that reaction. So today we have a couple different simple reactants that are safe, that you might be able to create some explosions around your kitchen that create the product of carbon dioxide gas. So the only way that we need to be safe in this is to put goggles on. So we put a few goggles on. I'm sure any goggles you have in your garage would do just fine to protect your eyes from these. So the first one I'm going to do is the old classic with vinegar and baking soda. Vinegar is a liquid, and it's made from apples. Smell it if you don't believe me. And baking soda is used to make, when you bake, makes your cupcakes or your cake moist and fluffy. It puts air bubbles into it. So baking soda, soda makes bubbles. So you put those things together, they cause a reaction. I can show you what that looks like in one of these little test tubes I have. I'm going to put both reactants in here. Here's the vinegar, and here's a spoon with some baking soda. And when you put this in here, it causes a product called carbon dioxide gas. And you can see it bubbling in there. See the bubbles coming off? That gas, which you can't see, is carbon dioxide gas. And carbon dioxide gas is heavier than air, so some of it's staying inside here. So we can create an explosion with carbon dioxide gas. There's a couple ways we can do it, but I'm going to use a film canister, and hopefully you have some of these laying around. So a film canister is the way we used to develop pictures before we took pictures on our cell phones. So I'm going to make a baking soda bomb inside a napkin. So a little piece of a napkin, and take here, and I'm going to take my spoon and put some baking soda, just a little bit, in this baking soda bomb, and wrap it up like this. See this, boys? All right. So Liam, would you please put like one squeeze of vinegar inside here? Okay. So put one squeeze of vinegar in. So you have to squeeze it, dip it in, open it up. Now squeeze it, open it up, put it over here, squeeze it. All right, so there's vinegar in there, and the baking soda bomb is going to give us some time to turn this over before the reaction takes place. You know what? Put one more in there, man. Squeeze it. Let it go. Squeeze it in there. Yeah. All right. So the worst that's going to happen, Julian, is that we might get a little tiny bit wet. So I'm going to put the bomb on the lid of this. I'm going to close it up and turn it over. So now the reaction's happening inside there, and a film canister is airtight. So we'll see if we build up enough carbon dioxide gas to have a reaction inside there. See that gas in there? It's expanding. Yeah, Julian. Oh, there it is! All right. So, Julian, can you pick that up for me? It's not going to blow up again right now. All right. So, it's fine. So, another way we can create a safe explosion is by using sodium bicarbonate in water. So sodium bicarbonate is antacid medicine. So if you have like a sour stomach after you eat, you take this stuff and it's kind of nasty tasting. You drink it and then you burp, right? It causes you to burp up that excess acid and gas that was in your stomach. So these are little tabs like this. So this is one reactant to this, and the other reactant is H2O, which is a compound called water. So this time the boys are going to help me. These won't be very loud, Julian, so you don't have to be afraid. So you're going to take these, and I'm going to break off a piece of this. And Julian, don't you worry. I'm going to break this into a couple of pieces. And I'm going to put some water in each. Here, let's put some water in each of your containers. Ready? Okay, so boys, I'm going to give you a piece of this. Remember we practiced putting the lids on, so grab your lid. So, you're going to put your lid on as soon as I do this and point it at the ceiling. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Put the lid on, press it down. Put it where we can see, where the camera can see it. Let's see, can we see the reaction going on? Can you see the reaction going on? Oh, there it goes. Shake it up a little. There it goes. So this kind of stuff works better. It's not going to work with something you have to screw on you. It's got to be something you got to pop on. So if you have something that pops on, well, we can try it again in a few minutes. So sodium bicarbonate and water creates the same reaction as the vinegar and the baking soda with the film canister as well. So that's even easier to do. Put a little bit of water. Sure, in a few minutes, yes. You can do it a bunch of times if you want. I'll put a little water in here, and the same thing. Get the lid ready to go. Drop it in. Turn it over. Now that's going to be big. Now, provided it's airtight. Ready? Yeah. Oh, you know what? It may not be airtight. Oh, we had a leak. See this? So it's good. We had a leak here. The air got through. So the air got through. I didn't pop the lid on well enough. So let's see. Try one more time. I know we're running out of time here. So a little more water. Let's see if we can pop the lid on tight this time. That one is not airtight. And see what's happening here? Yeah. The air is getting out, and therefore we're not able to get that to blow up. So in science, even a failure is something we learn from. The reaction still happened, but we still learn from it. It's not going to pop off like it did. No, but if I was to adjust, if I was to clean it up a little bit, it probably would. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to show you is something a little less safe. So you guys stay in the room. Julian, I want you to be my light guy. This last setup you're going to need somebody to help you with. So, maybe dad, or mom, whoever wants to mess with this a little bit. Now, what I've got here is a circuit that I've created with a grill sparker. So this creates a spark that travels through these wires, and I took 2 nails and I put them through the center of a film canister, and I point them directly at each other. And I leave about 1 millimeter of space between them, so when I make a spark, it jumps across those 2 nails. So this is one that you have to do with an adult. And if you've ever been in my science class, you've all seen this already. But I'm going to do it again for everybody else. So I'm going to put a tiny little bit of this fuel in here. This is a dangerous substance called rubbing alcohol. So I'm going to put a little tiny bit in there, not a whole lot, and a little tiny bit on the lid here. Just a tiny bit. It sure is, Julian. I want you to turn off the light when I tell you to. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here, this cap. I'm going to hold it in my hand to let this stuff evaporate a little bit. So it's evaporating inside of here. Hey, Julian, can you turn the kitchen light off here? Good. Well, that didn't help much. So this stuff is evaporating inside here. And when I hit this spark, it's going to send a current through here, and it's going to light up the vapor that's evaporated inside this airtight container. And it's going to cause an explosion, very similar to what happens inside the engine of your car. Okay, an internal combustion engine. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to do this. But keep an eye on it, on what's happening. 3, 2, 1. Yes! Now that was a loud one.
Oh my god.
That was a very loud one. That was a good one. Oh, you didn't like it? So I won't do it again since it was scary to you. But that's one that, again, that's one you should have an adult for, and you shouldn't aim it at anybody. So chemistry is very interesting. Explosions are when gases expand very quickly, and that's my lesson for the day. So remember to please spread this around. You send it to other people, like it, comment, subscribe to my channel, and as always, science is what?
All around.
All around us.